Hello friends, this video is all about the life map exercise. I'm going to tell you about the life map, and there are three specific aspects I'll give you a brief about. The first is why a life map. The second is what are you expected to do in that life map. And third is how are you going to map it. So when you look at a life map, when we talk about the why of a life map, we say with the help of a life map, we test the reflection ability of a candidate. And what is reflection? Reflection, we say, is one of the most important elements that helps a leadership succeed. Why we have succeeded in life? What were the reasons of our failure? If I have to do that incident again, how will we do differently? All these things emanate only from the reflection ability of an individual. Now we come down to the aspect of what do we mention in a life map. We have to mention the high points and low points in our life that have really impacted our life. These high points and low points at the different stages of our life can be about our academic life, our professional life, or even our personal life. So we can say after a while, we'll talk about what, and in what we can talk about personal life, we can talk about professional life, and we can talk about academic life. Now we'll talk about the third aspect of this exercise, that is how you are going to make it. This how is most important. For this, I will actually take a small example and I'll draw a life map of a fictitious person. We'll first try to create an X and a Y axis. On the X axis, we have the different stages of life. Stages of life. Say 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. And on the y-axis, we have the impact each and every incident would have had on our life. So you can have an impact of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. This is a hypothetical example. So this fictitious individual that I am talking of, when he was in class 1, he was actually made to perform on the stage. And in spite of the best of his preparation, when this individual went on the stage, he had stage fear and he started crying rather than performing. This was a big low point for that individual because he felt that the world is going to come down crumbling on him. So maybe at the age of 5 or 6, it was a low point. As a high point, we can take an example of when you are in class 10th or 11th, you were selected as the captain of the school cricket team. So maybe somewhere around 17, 18 years of age, it was a high point. You are the captain of the cricket team. It was a high point for you. Another example of a low point could be, a couple of years back when we had COVID, maybe if you feel that the sheer lack of medical infrastructure in our country made you depressed. It was a low point for you. How can there be a country where there are no medical infrastructures? So you can say that when you were around 21, 22 years old, it was a low point. COVID was a low point. And similarly, a high point was when India came out with its own vaccine and started giving it free of cost to not so privileged countries. So it was a high point for you. Maybe you can actually make at this age co-vaccine. This becomes a high point for you. Now you join these lines and we call this a life map. After you have done this, the only thing that you have to do now is write down why do you think any particular event was a high point or a low point. I hope I made it clear to you now. Thank you.